Hey there, I'm Ann Teagarden, and this is episode 110 of the Unveiled podcast. Thanks for joining me today. If you're listening to this, I'm guessing that you are a superwoman. How do I know that? I know you are because you're probably a carpool Wonder Woman, or maybe you're a food superhero, or Wonder Wife, or Supermom, right? Some of you are breadwinning superheroes, and other are homeschool superheroes. We all wear different capes, but we wear them with pride, right? I'm proud of all of you. I'm proud of all of us and what we're able to accomplish every single day. It's amazing. Truly, some days you may feel like you didn't accomplish much, but if you think back, you did a lot. Okay, we are superheroes. But I know that sometimes my cape can trip me up. You see, I like being the hero. I love the applause when I get it. So when I need to surrender a problem to the Lord, there can be a few stumbling blocks that get in my way. One of those is my superhero cape. If I surrender something to the Lord and He solves it, He gets the glory, which is awesome. Don't get me wrong, okay? That's how it should be. But sometimes my flesh thinks, I've got this. Just give me a little more time because I want to be the hero. I don't think I ever think this consciously. I don't think any of us ever think this consciously, right? We may even feel like a reluctant hero. I have to do all this stuff, right? But I do think feeling like we're the hero can be a subconscious reason that we don't immediately go to God or surrender things to Him. This may or may not be something you struggle with, right? We're often busy trying to be the fix-it hero. We try to be all things to all people, and we get spread so thin that we snap. Matthew 23:12 says it best. For those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. Yeah, when I try to do it all by myself, I often fail, and it's humiliating, and I get humbled. I have to say, in reality, I much prefer telling God stories. It's more fun to tell God stories than Ann stories. The stories about how God helped us and another couple find housing without any salaries when there was no housing to be had, that's a cool story. About how God solved a bully problem for my son after we had exhausted all of our ideas. Or about how God brought us our beautiful children. I could go on and on with God stories. And if you've seen God do the impossible in your life, you know what I mean. And sometimes we have to remind ourselves of that. Instead of trying to do it all ourselves, hey, this is an opportunity for a God story. So, hero syndrome may get in my way, but so does my desire to keep things within my control. You ever feel that way? If I keep things under control, then I can hopefully regulate how much I have to do, or I can keep people from getting upset, or I can keep the situation from getting worse or out of control. At least I think I can. In reality, no. But that's not really solving the problem, right? It's just managing it. And it solves nothing, but it still uses all our energy. Generally, that is what we do in our lives. And sometimes we do this in our marriages. We manage the problems we're having, right? We tiptoe around, trying not to set the other person off. We try to keep the peace, but we're not really solving the underlying problem. However, when we submit the crisis, the situation, the ongoing problems, whatever they are, to God, and ask Him to be in charge, for Him to handle it, then true healing and restoration can be found. I love Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. This has always been one of those guiding verses in my life. It states, trust in the Lord with all your heart, and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge Him, and He will direct your paths. Or some versions say, make your paths straight. I like how the contemporary English version says, it reads this way, with all your heart, you must trust the Lord and not your own judgment. Always let Him lead you, and He will clear the road for you to follow. Wouldn't that be great if somebody just went ahead of us and cleared our path? But that's exactly what God does. He knows the path that he wants us on, and he goes ahead of us. Now, I know you may have unanswered prayers. I do too. You may feel that God let you down in the past. I know. But we can still trust him. And if you think about it, really the reason that we feel let down by God is that he didn't do what we wanted him to do, right? Or what we thought he should have done, or what we asked him to do. But did we ask him what his plan was? That's the point. If we surrender our plan in favor of his plan, then we can trust him even when it doesn't turn out, or we don't understand, or we don't get the whole understanding. He is trustworthy. So ask yourself that question. Do you trust God? We may say we do, but we need to really look inside and say, do we really? Because if we're trying to control a situation, then clearly we don't trust God. God can't do what he wants to do until we let go and get out of the way. Now, he'll let us try. He'll let us get to the end of our rope because he waits for us to invite him to intervene. But when we finally do, he's right there waiting to step in. I'm glad you asked, I can hear him say. Don't mind if I do. So I encourage you, search your heart and really ask yourself, do I fully trust God? And if not, why? And then go to Jesus with your doubts. It's okay to have doubts. Just go to him and ask him to help you work through them. Trust is the foundation of any and all relationships. So of course, it is also the foundation of our relationship with Jesus, Father, and Holy Spirit. So if this is a stumbling block for you, drop everything else and work through this because you need that trust for all the other things. So it's worth it. After years of me following God, taking leaps of faith for him, seeing him work in mighty ways in my life, guess what? God will still say to me, Anne, trust me with this. I still have areas that he has to remind me to let go of again and again and again. But he's so gentle. He just gently encourages me to trust him and stop trying to control things, especially those things that I can't control. That's what really drives us crazy, is us trying to control things we really have no control over. There is so much that I could say about submitting and surrendering things to God. That's a huge topic. Proverbs 19:21 states this: many are the plans in a person's heart, but it is the Lord's purpose that prevails. Okay, we're not going to mess up God's plan by trying to do our things our way. No. But we can cause a detour or a delay in his plans by our insistence in doing it our way or in our timing. So I don't know about you, but I think maybe just starting with God's plan sounds like a whole lot better way to handle things. It sounds easy, doesn't it? But I realize it can take work. It takes work to renew our minds in this area. But when we truly understand that God is for us and not against us, then we can relax and trust him. Because I think that's the bottom line. He is for you and not against you. So I recommend that you take off your cape, go to your knees, and surrender that to-do list, those marriage problems, this situation that you don't know what to do with, the expectations you've put on yourself, and most importantly, the endless negative self-talk, and invite Jesus to take over. Seek his wisdom and then follow it. Be obedient. And when things turn out not at all like you expected, but far better than you could have hoped for or imagined, then give him the glory and let him be the hero in these situations. Now, don't worry, you're still a hero, though. Every time the laundry gets done, or you listen to your children's woes, or you say just the right thing at the right time, you're also a hero when you surrender. When you surrender things to God, you are a hero because you did the right thing. You surrendered and you trusted and you showed your children what that looks like. So, way to go. Keep being a hero, but surrender and submit things to the Lord and let Him be the ultimate hero in your life. I hope this made sense, and I hope that you can let go and let God. That is my prayer for you today. So go in peace and joy.